Hello, this is Mr. Sonnen. Thank you for taking an interest in the courses that I'm teaching this fall. I am currently teaching two sections of biology and one section of advanced placement biology. For the purpose of this uh, presentation, I have the first 5 minutes devoted to the biology curriculum, and then the last half of the video will be AP biology. So any parents of AP biology students could forward in about 5 minutes into the recording, and you will get information on the advanced placement course. So to start with, the biology course is a fairly straightforward life science class. The document you're viewing right now is the syllabus that was given out on the first day of class. And we cover the typical biological concepts that you would think of in a typical high school class. We frequently start the year with some background on the scientific method, chemistry, just the bonding table of the elements, and then we focus on organic molecules, which is where we currently are in the curriculum at this point. We will then move on to ecology, followed by a unit on cells and cell processes, including things like respiration and photosynthesis and cell division. We move on then to genetics and evolution, and then we end the year looking at classifying living things. And if we have time, we'll get to dissections if we have time and if we're able to do those. There's a list of course objectives. All of these documents, or this document, is on Schoology as well. There's a classroom resources folder, and a hard copy of that is available there if you would want to print one for yourselves at home. There's a breakdown of the topics that we're looking at in the course. We pretty much go in the order of the textbook. And as we're mentioning the textbook, I'm going to show you that a little bit later in the presentation. Our biology book this year is entirely online. So we have access information that the students received in the first or second day of school, or in the third or fourth day of school, depending on when they were in the building. We have older copies, an older edition of the book that is available to be signed out and sent home if they would like to have a fairly current and very usable copy of the book in front of them instead of using the online resources. As we move through the syllabus, I do want to point out a few things about grading. Our overall course grade is just determined by two marking periods, each worth 50%. There is no final exam in the course. However, if there are any students in danger of failing the course, we do give them an option of taking a final exam, and then the grade on the written final would be averaged in with their two marking period grades, with the hope that that extra set of scores might be able to bring them up to a 60% or higher and a passing grade. At the end of the course, most of our students move on to either chemistry or chemistry in the community, and we often look at their success and their work ethic in the biology class when we make recommendations to the counseling office and the students. As a general rule, a student who's achieving a B grade or better in biology has demonstrated that they should be able to handle the curriculum in a chemistry course. Any student who's in that C range or lower, we often recommend chemistry in the community where we think they'll be a bit more successful. And the students in the mid to high C range, there we often give a recommendation based on the student's interests and career plans or what they would like to do outside of high school. And there, if anyone is interested in a four-year college especially, we do recommend that they would take chemistry, just as a college prep type course. I mentioned the textbook online. We are expecting the students to bring computers with them to class, along with earbuds. We do have videos that we will be using in part of our lessons throughout the course. We also ask that we do have some handouts and some papers. So not only having an organized notebook, but then I have on here organizing files. So as there are more and more assignments posted in their courses, they have some way of keeping track and locating those documents if they need them. We have assessments built into our curriculum. Tests and quizzes are going to be um, a quiz for the most part almost every week, and a test usually at the conclusion of a unit or several chapters. And they're always announced. Quizzes are usually a couple days in advance, tests usually a week or so, and we do allow for retesting in the case of an exam where a student scores lower than a 60%. And we do recommend that for students who are in danger of not passing. The overall activities in the course will involve in-class and out-of-class assignments, lab exercises as we can work those in. And then here's a breakdown of grading. So those tests and quizzes are going to be worth about 65% of the course grade. Labs and other in-class, like hands-on activities, 20%. And then the other remaining 15% are in-class work and homework, as well as topic summaries, which we haven't done yet, but usually we're going to be envisioning those as some sort of a review item prior to a unit exam that might summarize the main ideas for the course. And then the last item I want to show you before we move on to the advanced placement class is this is the online textbook. We can post assignments from here, but the online book for the biology class has all of the chapters written out as an e-text, but there are also a number of other resources available, practice quizzes, interactive tutorials, vocabulary exercises, and things like that, that we hope the students will use if they're struggling or if they need some reinforcement beyond what we're doing in class. And that's it for the biology curriculum. Please contact me if you have any questions, either through Schoology or through my school email, or you can call the school and leave a voicemail, and I'll get back to you as soon as I have time. Okay, for the AP curriculum, I have a copy of the syllabus. The AP curriculum is very much dictated by the College Board, and the curriculum in biology went through a fairly extensive revision around 2012. And part of that revision involved moving the focus from content memorization to more of a big picture, big ideas type curriculum, and just showing how the different branches of the biological sciences are all kind of interconnected. Another big part of the revisions was focusing on science skills, especially lab related skills and critical thinking skills. And because of that, the new curriculum has a fairly extensive laboratory component to it. Now, this semester, I've been trying to schedule my weekly lessons so that the labs that might take more than one day, that we can make sure that the Monday, Tuesday students and the Thursday, Friday students have a chance to complete the lab from start to finish. And so that's going to be, it's a bit of a struggle, but so far we've been doing okay. As we move through the curriculum, I'm sure there's going to be some glitches, but we'll just have to kind of work with what we have. Our biology textbook is a new edition. It's a 2020 textbook. They do have the older edition from 2008 that they had for their summer work. and they're allowed to keep those for the school year, and then return those either when the course is over or when they're finished prepping for the AP exam in May. Um, Overall, I have a list of some of the guidelines for the course and some of the items that we use for evaluating their progress. Our labs are following the College Board lab manual with a few revisions based on the equipment and the materials that we have available here at Cocalico. Grading for the course is based on tests and quizzes, lab reports, and worksheets and homework. The majority of their grade, of course, is from labs and from tests and quizzes. Those are always announced. Labs are almost always going to have some collaborative part to them, working in lab groups, but the lab reports are usually a solo effort where the students demonstrate what they've learned from those activities. There are a number of other resources. I'm going to quickly scroll through some online resources that are going to be available, and they have the textbook website on here as well. And this document was uploaded onto Schoology. There's a course materials resources folder in the AP biology folder, and you can access this at home. So for the AP curriculum, this is for the biology textbook. It's a mastering biology program through Pearson, and there's a lot of resources on here that the students can use to practice the curriculum. The e-text is the online book, but then there's other practice tests and things like that that are available to them, animations, videos, study tools, and things like that. I also have bookmarked on here YouTube. Last year in spring, the College Board established a YouTube channel. It's not blocked, it's educational, but they posted mini lessons as well as tutorials for the students prepping for the spring exam this past May. But they're maintaining this and even adding on to it. So for any student that might be receiving homebound instruction during the COVID um, shutdowns or closings, they have access to AP teachers giving AP lessons and tutorials, and even walking through the labs that the students can access at home. So that's about it. It's a pretty quick overview. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me either through Schoology or through my school email. Thank you and be well, and I hope to hear from you if you have any questions or any concerns. Have a good evening.